Hello, 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 people from the other side. Welcome to a new video. Like I said, I was going to bring you another festive video this holiday season, at least one more. And this time I'm going to be actually using my Twinkle Tees brushes that were around $8 if you saw that video. But if you didn't, you're going to be seeing them in here today, getting some use. As I'm going to make these nails that I found on Instagram that are very, very festive. So yes, this is going to take some work. These ones here. Yeah, with those Instagram worthy nails, I hope I can do them worthy. At least I will do my take on them. Because I'm usually not too bad at doing little lines, especially on my non-dominant hand when I use my dominant hand to do it. And all that. Yes, right now my nails are Nakedy Nickerstons. With the festive feel behind me and all that awesomeness, we're going to get into some awesome festive nail art here and do my best to recreate those nails for you. And if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. And I love to see new faces, new people showing up on that YouTube and enjoying my videos. So on that, as I drink my nice hot coffee here, we get into the festive feeling of nails. Enjoy! Here we go with the base color after putting on the base coat so my nails don't get tinted or anything. Don't mind the little bit of green on my nails because for some reason the green polish has done something to it when I was taking them off. It probably won't take very long for it to go away because I don't think it stained my nails. But if they are, they won't be, I assume, temporary for the most part. But I'm covering it up anyway, and my nails are fine and healthy. And here we are putting on the second coat of the base color I have used from this one that I got from Ross. And I have a video of that. This can be a little liney, slightly. But if you do enough coats, you need around 3. So this is like the third one. And the other stuff I'm going to do is going to help that out too, because top coats and stuff helps with that. So that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, here I am putting on a top coat. This is so I don't have to worry about the colors smudging too much and all that awesomeness on there and everything. And then as I saw the lines were still kind of showing, I thought this would be a nice change up. And then I can put the sparkle on it and then have the non-sparkle stuff on top of the design I'm going to do, like the picture from Instagram. So yeah, this one's a very chunky, showing a lot off sparkle. And I used my thin sparkle as well. And here I am getting my brush out I'm going to use. As you can see, I'm going to use this line brush right here. Very kind of small one. That's all we're going to really need. And we're going to need a longer one as well, which we'll get in a minute. But first we need to put some green down on here. And here's my longer brush, one of my cheap brushes that I have from Amazon. I'm going to use that to do the middle line of the tree, whatever you call it, part. That's the middle that holds all the branches. And all that awesomeness. And this one I'm doing with, and this is the color I used from Assisa, owned by L'Oreal, and all that. This was one of the few of these greens I could find in person into one of the shops I had close by. And then I'm just slowly taking this brush here and making the little outer pieces of the tree here with the green. Because yeah, the Christmas trees are green on green pretty much. And it's a nail green. It's a nail, so there you go. And then I'm just doing this to get it on the other side of it, because two-sided makes it a tree for the nail and all that. And yes, I did start doing it sideways, like going to an angle instead of like a V shape, which I'll be doing this on another nail as well to kind of balance it out. And I thought it looked good as well anyway, so it was cool. But I will do the typical V shape of a nail on it, as a tree on a nail. So this isn't perfect, but I don't think it needs to be fully perfect because trees aren't always perfect. So here we go. I'm now going to use the white as a little bit of an accent. And this time I'm going to use my slightly shorter brush because I noticed that the other one was kind of making it a little too long. And I didn't want the other colors to overpower the green too much. So it works out if I use the slightly longer one. Now use the shorter one for this. Like this one you see right here is my ever so slightly shorter brush of my Twinkle Tee brushes that I'm using today. So here we go. I'm going to put on a little bit, just go a little whoop, whoop, with my brush as I can in my own way, in my own hand-done way that I do. Giving it on both sides, looking like I'm putting some snow on the tree. A snowy, snowy Christmas. Okay, I don't even think that's any lyrics to any song or any tune, but I felt like doing it anyway. And then I'm going to use some black, because they use some black, and that can be kind of nice. Maybe give it a shadow effect. Well, it doesn't fully, but it does look nice. So there we go. I'm doing that on the other side of the little green branches we got here going on. Nice. And yeah, you can't fully see the black in this, but you'll see it when I get a closer up image and everything. So yeah, I'm just kind of outlining the thing on the other side, just giving it a tiny bit, making sure I don't cover up the green too much, like I said didn't want to do. But I do want to give it those nice accents of accents, like I'm doing here on this fine Christmas morning. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Okay, yes, it's not Christmas yet, but it's very close. So, there we go. And here we go, doing that, getting the black on this nail as well. Giving that nice little difference. And here is the red I'm going to use, because yes, I did use a little bit of red in the look as well. And this is going to be like the little baubles. Yeah, that's what, like the round ornaments on the tree that you put around. Then a lot of times they match the exact same color. Or you have a combination, maybe pink and gold or red and blue, whatever. But this one's going to be little red baubles going around. Yeah, this one I kind of put some all down the middle. And then I am going to put some on the outer branches as well, because going down the middle looked a little odd slightly, but it looks cool as well. Doesn't look as much like little baubles, but it does. So I kind of went every other branch. So it kind of had a little bit of a zigzaggy look, if you want to call it that. I don't know. Just wanted to be off kilter slightly, so it wasn't just a whole row at least. So that we go with that, using my tiny little dotting tool that came in the same kit of all the Twinkle Tea brushes. And I think this is a perfect size to have, especially because I probably don't want to do dotting things that are that much. And here we go, putting on the top coat. I am using my gel-like top coat that I have, because the one I have works pretty well to make sure I don't smudge it. So I'm doing that as well. And then to change it up, I wanted to see which one looked like matte. So here's the matte polish I'm going to use on one of my nails. And yes, when you first put it on, it still looks shiny. It does take a minute or so for it to really get its true matteness. But there's that. Awesomeness of awesomenesses. I think these nails look so cool. Yes, they do. They sure do. I like them so much they make me sing over and over. And there we go. It is now finally turned to matte there. You can see that all my other ones are shiny and that one's matte. Well. There we go with these awesome festive nails. Oh my goshertons, don't they look awesome? Short version, long version. And yes, I made one of them matte because I felt like trying out the matteness on one, because I have some matte polish, so why not show it off? I do like them a lot more when they're sparkly and shiny, but occasionally it's nice to try some matte nails, especially when I had some matte nails for a little bit that was just one color. That's the best way to have matte nails, I think. Like, one of the best ways is when you just want to have a color on and nothing else, no sparkle, anything, then matte is nice. But, well, matte can be nice with the sparkle on top, too, because this is kind of interesting, I got to say. But, yeah, I used some of a top coat I just finished using to do these nails. And you can that is probably, I will tell you, just because this is why I was afraid. I was like thinking to myself, what can I do to make these not smudge? This one did smudge a tiny bit, but in the way it's smudged, I think it kind of looks like it works. So that's fine with the other top coat I had, but that's okay. But the only problem is, like, certain top coats, I have problems with smudging, especially because a lot of top coats will make polishes get wet again slightly. So then it will like start moving up, and it doesn't matter if it's just one solid color and stuff. So even gradient ones doesn't matter, because you're just making the gradient even better than it was. But so just so you know how I did this so it didn't smudge, and I would assume other brands would be good at this as well, potentially, but I don't know if it's just the one I use works. But because it's a thick consistency gel, but it's a gel-like top coat from Remu London, a London nail brand that I use a lot, because I do go to London. Well, not London, UK, but yeah, in the UK. And well, I said London because it says it's Remu London, but that's beside the point. So with that in mind, the reason why it's like a thick consistency polishes like that, like maybe a gel. This one I used here, which did smudge it, is gel-like, it says to it, but it might be because the consistency is more to make it so it's matte. So the Sally Hansen gel topper, that's maybe that's more glossy, might work the same as well. I'm not sure because I don't have it. I got this one because I wanted a matte top coat and stuff, so all that and everything. But yeah, with that, I do recommend, if you're wondering what to do in polish wise to make it so your design doesn't get smudged too easily, even though you do with the one ball technique, which can be a little harder sometimes if your top coat's getting old and it's getting kind of past it, like some of mine are, as you can see. I'll be getting a new one very soon of this, but yeah, it's still in pretty good shape. It's just that it's getting so low that I have barely any left. Yeah, top coat never lasts as long as your base coat, because this is my base coat. Got about the same time, and so you have a lot more of it because you use one coat of it for the most part. A lot of times you use top coats more than once because you want to put a top coat on it so you protect the color, and then you put another one if you're doing a French, so you don't, because it's very annoying to have some of the color bleed into the clear part when you're trying to make a perfect French from clear to color. So yeah, but that's beside the point. I have to say, I freaking love these nails to high heavens. The short ones on this hand are very, very cool. And I did these ones a little more smaller, kind of more like the picture. Some of these I did I accidentally went like this with it. So then I just did my every other nail on this hand like this. So it's not fully like a tree should be, which is usually like V's going like bump, bump, bump kind of around it, which is usually the typical way a Christmas tree or trees, as you can see with my little white tree here, fake tree, but yeah. As you can see, they're going up like that. But I don't know why I'm telling you that. But yeah, well, it still even looks good even though I went like this instead. Because of the way I was painting it, it kind of made me do that. And I was like, oh. But then I made sure I wanted to still show it that way as well. I probably might undo this matte nail because I don't know if I fully want to keep it matte because it does take away all the awesomeness that I really, really like. But when I can show you something slightly different to give you an idea, and if you like it that way, why not you do it? Oh, I know. Well, I didn't do the bottom part that they did, which is a red on the bottom, layering out that way. I didn't feel like doing that part, but I did the rest of it for the most part. And I added a sparkle as the base. I especially did the sparkle as the base because I figured it would help out the polish. Because let me just see, where is it? This polish I used, it's good polish. It dries nicely. You don't have worries of it like not drying properly. But I don't know if it's because it's really, really light. Some of these really, really light polishes can be very liney. And this is thin, too. So I put the sparkle on top to kind of help out the lininess. So it can kind of give something to combat the lininess. And then I did put all these lines. So it didn't really fully matter. But I thought that was a good way to put sparkle anyway. And it is. So with no further ado, there are my very, very Christmassy nails. I'm feeling the spirit of it all. I couldn't wait to do these nails, and I finally did them. And yep, one of the few ones I did, literally did hand nail art. Yeah, my hand nail art is always going to be line in some way. And even on this hand, I did it very well. I must be getting better at doing them some way. And then I had some really good brushes, because I had one brush. Let me see here. Let me see the difference between these two. Yeah, this one's, I think, a little longer. I think that's why my green lines became longer than the other ones, which was a kind of nice difference. Just like, looks like it's been snowed a little bit. So yeah, I used some of my Sally Hansen brushes here, and they're pretty good. I did use one of my cheaper brushes because I needed one with a long line, which is actually still works pretty well. This is a cheap brush from Amazon. I wouldn't be able to tell you the brand at all, just cheap brush. And I got a whole bunch of different ones, and this worked pretty well because I just needed it for the middle line, because that wouldn't have worked with these because these aren't long enough. And, and this little set here, the nice long one, this was very nice to use. This nice little dotting tool. It's nice that it's really tiny, because sometimes bigger ones can be a little too big, and I think I have some, but this worked perfectly. I put the little red dots like they have in the image that I have of these nails. So with no further ado, like I said, to the Christmas feel of the ho, 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 to the Christmas feeling of nail art. So on that note and everything, as we have our hot cocoa, our eggnog, and anything we'd like to have this festive season, I thank you for coming to this video, and hopefully it taught you something, or maybe gave you an idea if you want to do this exactly or something else. So with no further ado, I thank you. Until next time, sparkle, sparkle, bam, and a Merry Christmas.